Okay, let's see here. Settings, audio. There we go. That should work for that. I think we're getting going here. Check these settings one more time. Blah, blah, blah. So, do. How's the volume on your side? Good morning, everybody. Ooh, AJ is here. James Gilbert. Good morning, James. Yeah, it did stop raining for just a little bit. System settings. Let me double check the volume on this. It said it sounded a little bit low. There we go. And double check again. And that should work. Volume should be good. California Bear. And California Bear says sounds good. Heath Daniels, Bruce Allen. Well, good. Good morning. How is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Luke Dog. Good morning, Luke Dog. How you doing in Southern Cal? Paul Roberts, top of the morning, Mike, loud and clear in Duncan, South Carolina. Hector Gupta, good morning. Wow, I will tell you right now, there's a couple of different things we'll cover today, and of course, we'll have an open panel if you guys want to participate. And what was interesting, John and Don, the video that we released 2 days ago, 2 days ago, has really outperformed everything else. Hey Jay's sitting in the LG saw a video from Red Zone Mindanao. Wow, you're big time to have a whole video. Oh, Red Zone Mindanao did a video on us. Ugh. LG, was it something that I should be worried about? I don't know. Maybe he just simply disagrees. I don't know, because the comments from our latest video were very diverse, to say the least. Dano, good morning. How you doing, Dano? Oh my God, we have royalty in the room. Andy Omar. Jeez, Andy, I was a little disappointed yesterday that regular guy would not allow you to participate in Philly's live stream. That was a little disappointing, to be honest with you. Brewmeister, how you doing, Brewmeister? Good and glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Andy, by the way, you didn't get all the bacon. I had bacon for breakfast. Bacon for breakfast. That we picked up the other day. JJ and the Lonely Bull in Asia. Good morning, JJ. How you doing? Yeah, Andy, I agree. I think that you would have been. I mean, all you're doing is allowing people to present their sides, and quite honestly, it would have been interesting if regular guy had looked at it, at least listened to, and said, "Hey, I'm going to answer that, or I'm not." Andy Omar, great show on JLB. Oh, I missed JLB. I hope it was good. I'll have to go back and take a look at it. Prepper, how you doing, Prepper? So, but yeah, I wish Scotty had done that. That would have been nice. I don't know, LG, if it would have been attack as much as it would have been, hey, how do you explain this? And how do you explain that? And how can you lend to discouraging the credibility of that Randy guy? You know, can you, if you can't make his credibility less, then, you know, that's some pretty damaging stuff. Aloha, Dano, and JJ and Andy. Boy, Hoppa's working them all in between that needle and thread, Hoppa. So, anyways, it would have been nice to have seen that. It really and truly would have. We got a little bit of an update on Walking Street. Let's see here. Boom. LG, how is questioning attacking? Well, if he's not going to be willing to answer the questions, you know, I mean, on the other hand, if, you know, and I don't subscribe to Scotty Boy, I don't watch him. I'm not really abreast of everything that's been out there. So I can't really say a whole lot about it. You know, people present data, and when they present data, it's their side. So I'm not sure how that exactly works, you know, when people disagree. Regular guys said the ultimate, send the evidence to the police, and if he gets put in jail, so be it. Yeah, he did say that. He did. I was a bit let down also that Street Freak would not cam up. I mean, here was an opportunity. Regular guy was going to say, okay, cam up. Just got to show your face. Street Freak refused to do it. So, you know, there's some credibility. Is it possible that you could consider that a credibility issue as well? I don't know. You know what? I try and stay out of that stuff. It doesn't do. Hey y'all, Mike and Arlen. Hey Farsight, how you doing? So let's see here. Though, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I got like 7, 8, 9, 10 more days before my daughter gets here, so we'll be around for a little bit. Wow, 62 in the room in the first 8 minutes. That's pretty damn impressive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, update on Walking Street. Viking Bar is still closed. Also, the update with Just Facts made it. Good morning, Just Facts. Doing well. Madonna. So, Madonna, lady drinks, 400 pesos. Okay. In addition to that 400 pesos, bar fines start at 8,000. That's not the Spotlight girls or whatever they consider Spotlight. Margie Olvida. Hey, Margie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Where are you from, Margie? I don't recognize your name offhand. Wow. Yeah, we said wow also. We were not able to confirm because the place was actually packed when we walked by there and stuck our heads in last night. Whether it's really no lady drinks, no alcoholic lady drinks. It would have been great if Andy was on. I like to see regular guys squirm. It would have been drama at its finest. Oh, Andy does a good job of presenting his facts. Yeah, even Ricky says, wow, that's a lot. So, indeed, it is. We went to, man, I got to tell you, we went to S&R the other day, 2 days ago, I guess it was. We went to S&R. And while we were at S&R, I managed to spend 12,000 uh, pesos on hardly anything. We got meat, and I guess we bought a couple things that really weren't groceries. I mean, laundry detergent, new towels, my guest room towels, and some stuff like that. But who knows? Does that come with everything? I don't know. I don't know. I don't ask those kind of questions, Dana. As far as I'm concerned, a bar fine is paying for time and somebody's time and companionship. Although the next video we put out is going to be on last night's exploratory questionnaires. And what I mean by that is I've always had a good idea as to how the hygiene process works for the bar girls. Well, now we know exactly how it works. We actually talk to the people involved. So that's going to be the next video that comes up. We'll be doing that this afternoon. Bruce, late. Oh, Bruce, you're not on a timer. Thanks for dropping in. Ruby, how you doing, Ruby? Hope you're doing well. Brent's World is here. Wow. Yep. Soy pleasure, squirt gun. Okay. Whatever that means, I'm not exactly sure, but okay. Foolish Day, the new bar that opened Madonna Ladies Drinks for P500. Last night, they were 400 pesos. We were there. They were open. Okay. So, let's see here. Is the AK just the bar fine, or is it all inclusive with long time or short time? You know what, JJ? All I'm going to say is it is a bar fine. How that bar fine, you know what? I would think you would have to ask the young lady. It's not something that we, go into. We try and keep this, while we keep this and are happy to touch on adult subjects, we do try and keep this reasonably within the guidelines. It doesn't earn much money, but it works. I am awake. Wow, Sharky. BT and Betty made it in. Michael, my friend was in the moto accident and had to have fluid drained from the sac around the lung, 2 broken ribs, 3 nights in the hospital, mini MRI and x-ray, 62,000 pesos, no pain meds for inserting the tube. Usually when you put a chest tube in, when you put a chest tube in, it's a local. It'll be xylocaine at the insertion site. So, that's all you give, and that's all you need. Todd, good morning, Todd. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, LG, I would think it is inclusive, but just don't know for certain. Sorry, meant to speak on cleaning process. No, it's not, although you would think so, wouldn't you? No, it's not like that exactly, Soy Pleasure, because it's not a cleaning process. It's gonna the next video is gonna talk about how the girls get licenses, what they go through to get a license to be a bar girl, because they have to be licensed, okay? What they go through for a health check on a weekly basis, what they have to go through for an annual basis, and then it's going to tell you a little bit of insight as to just how reasonable it is to have that weekly checkup. Nosebleed, okay. Fig prepper, yes, so did we, and we are cutting down trees for making replacement posts for the goat pen. Wow. Planting corn in June. Nice. Nice. For that price, want to see ID and health check. You do. You know what? Each one of those girls has a City of Angeles issued, signed by or stamped with the signature of, all right, Mayor Pogge, and 3 other true signatures of of officials, city officials. So yeah, and it's got her photo ID, it's got her photo, her registration number, but there's some interesting parts to it. Hey Dave, how you doing? How's Alaska today? Good day, Hoppa. Are you enjoying the rain? Yeah, it rained a good bit last night. Positive test in hygiene clinic in the 80s, detention in clinic. Now it's pills and patients are free to go back to work. No, that's not accurate, LG. That is not accurate. They cannot go back to work. Well, you know what? You'll have to watch the video. Okay? Did you say Go Go Bobo? No. I haven't seen Go Go Bobo in a long time. Ruby, I love the rain, but my Maltese doesn't. I bet he gets to be a mess. Ruby, do these girls get tested for HIV? Yes and no. Yes and no. And you'll have to watch the video to find out. I was very surprised. Wait a minute. Morning, I've been MIA. I've had family visiting. Hey, Joe. Well, glad to have you back. I hope they had a great visit. Randy, never. No, not accurate, Andy. Not accurate. I've got the testing requirements, the labs, everything. But it's certainly not weekly. And certainly not at the clinic that they go to for their weeklies. Dave says Alaska's quite nice today there. 556 and 56 sounds nice right now. STDs are curable, but not HIV. So, yeah, they are. But you know what? They won't be forever. You know, you realize that there are strains of chlamydia that are highly resistant to penicillin-based antibiotics. And he goes, wow. Sperlin, how you doing? Good to see you. Who pays for the testing? Bar owners? The bar pays for the first 2 at the clinic. Okay? The annual is paid discriminately by the individual or the bar. In other words, if you've been with the bar for a while, they're going to pay for your chest x-ray, blood work, urinalysis, and there's two other basic factors. They'll pay for that. All right. But if you're fresh, your first annual full, your licensing um, requirement, annual licensing requirement is paid for by the girl, as well as the background check that goes with it. AJ, so yes, yes, and yes, no, and no. It is, there's so much. That's why we did what we did. There's so much um, um, bad information out there, and there's so much not quite factual information. Things I think have changed over the years. So it still doesn't make it so good, but what can I say? If I wanted to gamble with my life, I'd rather run around Detroit naked with $100 bills taped to me than pick up any bar girl. Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a for sure death wish, I think. Donnie B. Hi, Mike. How you doing, Donnie? Oh, Philippine Annex in the room. Heidi and George. Good morning, Mike and Arlen. How you doing, Heidi, George? Hope you guys are having a good day. Michael, you sure $100 bill be enough to cover you? I think running around naked in New York with a $5 bill will probably do just enough, Ruby, to be honest with you. Mike, if you have HBO Max, there's a really good documentary about Star Record Label. Lots of good music from that area and history as well. I think okay, I'll take a look at it. We do. We get it. Detroit's a wonderful beach town. I think Farside might be a little confused there. I've only been to Detroit once, and I just said that just won't work. Detroit I was not happy at all. Girl with no IDs, no hygiene, new hires wanting to try the job will have no ID. If they get caught in that bar without that registration, all right, without their city license and without a current health test, the bar gets a whatever, penalty, infraction, fine, whatever. It's not good if they get caught like that. I know that the Koreans have done that. We know Gold Bar got shut down for that. Sensations got shut down for that at one time. Let's see here. Who else got smashed? Andy might know a couple others that have gotten smashed. And that's just since pandemic. Pre-pandemic, I'm sure a couple others. Ruby, yes, dollar bills less than 5 inches. Captain Billy Jack, how you doing, Billy? Sorry, I meant Stax record label, not Star. No problem. So, yeah, if they get caught in that bar. So I spoke with one owner and one manager last night. If the bar gets caught with one girl that doesn't have a valid city license and a up-to-date hygiene test, they get shut down and they just go through the muck. So, yeah, it's a big deal. What's happening with the Philippine national ID? You know what? They're pushing it, but they're slow to do it. It's like everything else here, Ruby. You know what happens. It took Arlen a while, a long time, to get her ID. Detroit was the richest city in the 1950s, probably because of the auto industry. Donnie, is just about the money. They pay for the card, do they get checked out? No, yeah, they pay for the card. I mean, it's not free. That whole service, the city. All right, so the card is their registry. It'll have their registration number, has their date of birth, has their date of issue of the card, has the expiration date of the card, has their picture, and it has the bar it's assigned to. It has their name and other stuff as well. All right. It's signed by the chief medical officer, the city's chief medical officer, and it's signed by a couple of other people and stamped with Mayor Pogge. So that getting that whole process costs money. All right. If it's the annual renewal for the girl, most of the bars pay that if they're a worthwhile girl, is what I was told, that they are selective. Otherwise, they just tell the employee, don't come back until you have your new card. When a girl changes bars, she actually has to go to City Hall, all right? And that card has to be literally changed. It has to be destroyed and a new one issued with the original dates with the new bar's name. And if they get caught otherwise, there's problems. I'm just glad I don't venture into girly bars here in the Philippines. Well, sometimes they're entertaining. That's all I can say. I actually ran into a subscriber. We ran into a subscriber last night in one of the bars. Captain Billy Jack. The issue is getting the ID card blank, same as the driver's licenses too. Yeah, that's for the national ID. I think that they are having a big issue. I think Hop is correct about that. How many doctors are on the take in the health checkup for girls? Everything can be bought in the Philippines. Well, it's easy to say that, Michael, but until somebody proves it, and I've never seen it proven that any doctor has been on the take for the health check or proven that any doctor has been on the take for the annual. It's just a rumor. I mean, we can be negative Nancy's on everything, and we can be realistic and say, I'm sure something happens, but we don't know for sure. Is rainy season over there? No, rainy season is just starting. Actually, for Luzon, anyways. Now, that's an argument that a discussion that Arlen and I have. Arlen swears that the rainy season in Mindanao is different than the rainy season in Luzon. If you Google it, rainy season in the Philippines says June to, I can't remember what, September, October, something like that. And it doesn't designate any different areas. But Arlen swears to God it's that it is different. So it's just a work ID to prove they're of age. So it's just a work ID to prove their age. No. They have a background check. They have to bring in copies. Wow, balloons. They have to have copies of their birth certificates. There's documents they have to provide to get that license. Todd, so a lot of servicemen in the Navy lost their units in the process. Ruby's funny sometimes. Back in the day, the military, we would fly into the fields. I knew married guys who would go out, party, fly back and give their wife. Yes, indeed, Brent. We've heard those stories. In fact, at one time, I had heard that the military was offering what we would call prophylactic treatment to guys that had been on leave in the Philippines. Everything needs to be put out for bidding and screened before awarding of said contract. Yeah. Yeah. And didn't they have didn't the government just have a big issue with the awarding and everything else that these people are behind on? I don't know. I haven't met girls that told me about the annual thing. Maybe it's from my old bar hopping days. First time I've heard. Yeah, I didn't ask how long the annual thing has been around. But I know it's been around since before pandemic because we'd heard about it before pandemic. But I don't know how long before pandemic, to be honest with you, Andy. But yes, they have to do that. In fact, you'll see a couple of different people have put out blogs where their wives or girlfriends, well, I'll just say it, like Chubb's girlfriend Ann, where she had to go in, get her diagnostic, her X-ray and blood work and everything, all of these other things before getting a license to work in a bar. Restaurants have the same. Restaurants have TB checks. I don't know about the rest of it. Hi, this is Dave. I believe the rainy months start late July and on. Yes, you're the Google says it's like June, but Arlen says it's like no, for Luzon it's the middle of July, so it makes sense. 86 on the live. Let's hit the like. Thank you, CB. 90 in the live. Wow, 31 minutes in, and we are at 90. That's interesting. Ruby, not sure, but scared guys into wearing their protection. Isn't that the truth? Good. They need to be wearing it. I don't trust anything that has more mileage than a Jeepney. Michael. Brother Dave starts towards the end of June for Luzon. So, Hapa, is it different for different parts of the Philippines? Don't tell me I'm going to owe my wife money again. I'm getting tired of this. We bet every time we go somewhere, we have a bet as to whether there's an open parking space in the parking garage. I just paid out another 500 pesos day before yesterday because I thought for sure that it was a Saturday. It was Saturday. I thought for sure Saturday, 11:30, 12 o'clock, noon, there's not going to be any parking spaces left. Arlen bet me. I already owed her 200. I ended up then losing and had to pay 500. But if they're girls over 6 months or especially a year, I wouldn't have talked to them, to be fair. Usually I get the socials and run through their stuff when I go to the CR. Oh, you're a bad, wicked man. But that's the old Andy. That's not the mature Andy that you've grown to be. These girls don't make enough money to pay off a doctor, and the bar won't do it because they can get a clean girl to take their place. Then, very well, that's one way to think about it. Ricky knows about, annual. Yes, annual, Billy. Annual. Was 96 here today in Central Florida, 88 now at 9:30. Wow. Todd, yep, loose as a goose comes to mind. I'm telling you, it could be. I was told from a bar girl, doesn't matter what bar name is on the card, because I know girls changing bars every month. So I asked about the idea. My info is as good as bar girl telling me so, grain of salt. You know what, LG? That information that we got about the bar itself is from the word of one of the owners. All right, one of the Wolfpack owners. But I would think that something. It comes back to how rigidly enforced are these things. So I wouldn't doubt somebody told you that, LG. Mike, I think Arlen's correct. Rainy seasons are different depending on the region. Now AJ is sticking up for Arlen. I can't win. I thought, AJ, I was going to say, I wanted to send you an email. I wanted to figure out if we could come up, visit, and maybe buy jalapenos from you, some fresh jalapenos. But I'm not so sure if you're going to be sticking up for Arlen. What's happening in the Philippines with issued birth certificates? Not sure if documents are legit, proving their age. Well, what are the options, Ruby? What are the options? If if it is a legitimate thing, if it's on government type paper, if it's got a seal, if it's got this, if it's got that. I mean, what other options are there but to believe that those certificates are real? You can't do, a super sophisticated biological testing to guarantee their age on everybody. I still have paper license and no plastic available. Wow, Dano. Arlen and I have plastic. I worked with a guy who was in the Navy in the 80s because they had a game, 6 guys round table drinking, and the bar girl. Yeah. Mike, OPJ, the issue on the awarding of the contract being contested by the other biddings for unaware. Yeah. I knew there was some drama in that, but I wasn't sure what it was. Press the like button. Thank you, Dandy. I've been here 3 years and have seen so many cell phone repair shops, and any you can highly recommend. You know why I'm laughing. You know what? Are you in Angeles only in the Philippines? There is a place. You know something? He's not there anymore. There used to be a place over by the Pure Gold on MacArthur, near on the way to Dao. Like you're going from Angeles to SNR, you're going to go through Dao. That Pure Gold on the right, there was a you break it, I fix it place. And we know several people that have been there and used that place. If you want Who Loves You Baby from the Good Dog, hit that button. Thank you, Dave. Dardos, good morning. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo está? Mike, yes. Just pay food stamp Orlando. Should throw more than pillows on. I know. I'm going to have to start. I had to pay her already. And let me tell you, she rubbed it in, AJ. Every time I turned around, she's pulling this 500 peso bill out. Oh, look at this. Look what I found. Look what I found. She kept that in her pocket just so she could rub it in. She's funny sometimes. Boom. Boom. Cheap tick surrender, some Indonesian junk going around. Hello from Darren Indiva. Hey, Darren, how have you been? I've met Darren a couple times, actually. He comes up to Angeles sometimes, help with some of his friends. LG, most guys don't wear protection. I'm talking about old guys, retirees. And LG, you are correct. I'm going to tell you right now, we have spoken with several guys, and we have spoken with a lot of the bar girls. And you are correct. And I'm not going to go into much more detail than that. Andy says the dating is like a card game. If you have a good hand, you don't need that girl. I could just see Andy sitting in his chair, one hand on his unit, the other hand holding bacon. No, I can't see that. That's an ugly sight. Arstel, yes, I got that courtesy STD check. My first port visit to a long-opposed Navy since social disease programs here were actually started by and funded by. I would think, I would hope that the U.S. government did help start fund them. The rainy season began June 2nd last year. Okay. We had liquor stores that sold to minors all the time for the money. They pushed the law so a bar will with the bar girls. I'm assuming that there are limits to legality um, everywhere and in every industry in many countries. And the Philippines is no exception. I think if a person read the UN Health Report of the Philippines, they would most likely, yes, they would. It is far higher and far more prevalent than the Philippines would like. That's for sure. Book them their subcontractors using ID. Ruby, so the plastic ID for drive is still not available. Got my paper license last September. Ruby, I've heard they became available and then they ran out again. So I don't know if they're currently available. Oh, Hoppa, I'm crying. LG, most dummies who never heard of herpes. Yeah, that's enough. And you know something? Swab tests don't catch herpes, guys. Metzniks, I go with a mistress, not a bar girl. There you go. Well, if she's your mistress, who else's mistress is she? Update on the Viking Bar. As of 9 o'clock last night, they are still closed. So now that it's been this long, I am going to go out on a limb and say they'll be closed until the 1st. And somebody new will take over the management of that bar on the 1st. That's my guess. Bruce, that card game analogy makes good sense. JJ, mother told me I'd meet girls like you. She said, she also told me stay away. You'll never know what you'll catch. Just the other day, I heard of soldiers falling off some Indonesian junk that's going around. Wow. Ugh. Don't want to have any part of that. That's for sure. The mayor from Tarlac. Oh, man. No kidding. That has turned into quite a disaster. But it's not something we don't delve into local politics too much. Headlines, yeah. I know a girl that worked at 4 different bars in 6 months. Take a long time to process the bar ID. I don't see her paying for 3 new IDs, so I don't know. Guessing game. You know what? Maybe as long as the application is in, I don't know. I'm just going by what I'm telling you. You know something, LG? I'll tell you what I will do. The next time we go, I'm gonna pull 5 girls off the stage, give them each 100 pesos, and say, "Let me see your ID," and see if all of them have their ID says that bar. How's that, LG? Is that a reasonable look? And they won't be girls we know. They'll be girls we don't know. So, could be new, could be transferred. I have no idea. Name is Keith, Mike. There we go. All right, Keith. Bill Jack wants to know if Andy has a spare good hand. At Leroy, Vikings still closed. The Clash. I saw a hearing with Rafi Tufalo questioning the director of license. They fired him last 2023. Incompetence is not an uncommon event in the Philippines. Hello from Columbus, Ohio. Timothy, have you lived in other places in the Philippines? Well, yeah, I mean, sort of, kind of. Well, yeah, we lived in Makati. All right. Um, we have a home in Mindanao, but we don't really live there. It's more of this is where Arlen's family's from, so we built a home there, and we go down for a week to 2 weeks at a time, but we don't live there for months on end. Um, we'll be going back down in August for a fiesta. We're too busy in the meantime. I mean, we have our trip to Boracay in week after next, so we've got too much going on. 94 in the room. Wow. Captain Billy Jack. Plenty of cards, Andy says. Yeah, Andy's got a few cards up his sleeves at all times. Did you bar have a private room with the dancers? Our bar in Phoenix had a VIP area. Now, it was not private, all right? And yeah, it was video monitored. Absolutely. We had CCTV, but it was not, a private. In Arizona, you can't get away with that. You never could. I break, you fix in Florida, quoted 600 repair under warranty still. Samsung terrible. Wow, that sucks. I used them in Arizona, and come to think about it, I think Arlene used them here. I would have to ask again. I don't know whether she got a screen fixed on one of her phones or whether she got a screen fixed on a phone that we gave to her family member. I don't remember. Only a Philippine annex. Sorry about stepping on toes yesterday. Hey, George and Heidi. Only to see you at Lucifer on Halloween again. Great time. I'm the guy. Oh, the ghillie suit. Really? Wow, I remember that. I do remember that. We have such a good time. Yes, we'll be at Lucifer. Right now, it is our intent to be at Lucifer again this Halloween, and it is our intent to double up. All right. So last year we went through about $200, $220, something like that. Maybe that's the number that sticks in my head in candy. And this year we intend to double it. Hey, I made the live stream. How you doing, Barry? Good to see you. Oh, let's just do this. Yep. Gotta, some people you just gotta ban them and get rid of them. Book them, Dano. Hey, Woody, go away, weirdo. You know who Woody is, all right? Or would you? Ah, not much you can do. Great, but I'm asked for new hire girls because old timers will, of course, have that establishment's name on an ID. Yeah. So I should just ask the girls that are new timers. You think would that work for you, LG, as looking for something the right way? Woody, would you CW WC Woodward? Doc Emi. Egghead John. Yep, absolutely. Darren from Davao, how's the management at Candy Towers? I've noticed a few apartments for sale at good prices. We've never had a problem with the management. None at all. Fighting solves problems now? Nah, never. What health insurance companies are one of the better ones in the Philippines nationwide? You know, Brent, I don't know. We self insure. All right. I don't carry health insurance here. Um, I don't. It's not worth it for us at this time. Uh, I know a couple guys that use MaxiCare. They're very happy with it, but they live here, and MaxiCare has a big diagnostic lab and clinic here. So I don't know what would work in the other ones. Andy says, I let RG in Philly in the Philippines channel. When am I? Philly's boss? You didn't let RG in there. Philly decided that. I had a screen replaced at the SM Mall. I think it was 3K. There you go. Thank you, Lynn. Freelancers, what's your take on them? Are they women that can't get health cards, trying to capitalize, bar fines? You know what? I think that freelancers are probably the most dangerous thing a guy can do. Short of doing drugs himself, the most dangerous thing he can do is hook up with a freelancer. And that is, they are, you don't know how old they are. You don't know, there's nobody there's no middleman in there to say, hey, I thought I could. They don't require to have health checks. They're not required. I mean, keep in mind, the annual that the bar girls get every year includes a chest x-ray. And they're not looking for STDs on a chest x-ray. They're looking for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is rampant in the Philippines. All right. And tuberculosis is highly contagious. So, freelancers don't do that. That's a dangerous game. They can be scammers. They can have people waiting to come barge in on you, all kinds of stuff. Barry, doing great. Raining here. Rained all day, and my internet was down the whole day. It rained several hours last night here, Barry. Andy Omar, apparently. Good evening from Pittsburgh. Hey, Trump lost. Brent, I heard there is one that is good all over Asia. I don't know for sure. Is it worth getting health insurance coverage in the Philippines or better off saving that premiums for your own medical financing? Ruby, I think that if you didn't have a significant reserve for health insurance and you didn't have the ability to go back to your country of origin for much better coverage, all right, like Americans, if they get Medicare, it's so much cheaper there in America. I would think that there are times when the health coverage, if you're where you can use it, would be worthwhile. How is good old Kuya John doing out there in the Southern Islands? I have no idea. I don't hear anything other than when he comes in here to, slap his little wee wee around. Pittsburgh, California? Todd. Paul S., past and present in history. Hi, Mike. Made it in time for once. Hope to meet you after the 6th of August. I'm moving there full time. Paul, we'll be happy. Just let us know when you're in town. Happy to meet for coffee. Absolutely. Hi, this is Dave. My pops is from Pittsburgh. Cool. Tommy, what's your impression on how Filipinos view expatriates? Are their opinions favorable of North Americans and Europeans? Do they think, you know something? I think if you show respect, if you aren't a arrogant asshole, if you are respectful to them, they're very respectful to you. Absolutely. Um, you know, don't get me wrong, there are bad apples in every society, culture, and country. All right. But as a whole, in general, nah, we certainly think that I mean, I can tell you in the province, it's even more so better for us, anyways. Send freelancer through the car wash first. I'm not sure that's going to work, Dino, but it's a good thought. All right. 96 in the room. Wow. Maybe we'll hit 100 today. I don't know. Dave, Pittsburgh, just north of Morgantown. Oh, the joys and excitement coming for the first time. It wears off in a year. 2,000 freelancer, 20,000 peso doctor bill. Oh, wow. There you go. Have a nice day. How you doing? Good morning. When I was in AC, the hotel checked the girl's name ID. Do they still do that? Some hotels do. Some hotels used to be the girls would actually have to leave their ID at the security station and they wouldn't get their ID back. In fact, I think ABC is still like that. They don't get their ID back until the front desk calls up to your room, makes sure that you're okay and everything is okay. Then they give the girl her ID back. Scotty's a little fast and loose. I'm not surprised if he rubs some people the wrong way. Oh, I think that's a double entendre. Oh, all right, Blue. That's interesting. I'm sure he did. Wow, Billy Jack became a member. Yes, we're going to start our members only live streams next week. Already got everything set up, topics, everything. Let's see here. Never had an issue with Filipino people when it comes to treating me bad because I've always treated exactly. You know what, folks? I got to answer this call. Give me 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. Be There we go. Let me check and make sure my audio came back. Test, test, test. Yes, it's there. Okay. I apologize, folks. I apologize. Bum, 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 bum. Wild Orchids stopped taking IDs. Yeah, I don't know whether they still do it. All of our friends live full time in condos. We don't have anybody that stays full time in a hotel. So I just don't know. I need to start a members only live stream and see what happens. I've never done it myself. I've never done one either, Andy. I bet I'll be lucky to have 3 people show up, but that'll make it for a nice, intimate conversation. I need to do something for the members. Being a member on my site is pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. AJ, me either. I give respect. I got it back. Exactly. Never had a problem. Never had a problem. 2-minute timer going. I made it in less than 2 minutes, I think, Ruby. Every time I was at Alain Mall, Cebu freelancers came out of the woodwork when the wife went into a store. I would sit outside. Really? Wow, at the mall. I don't know. I guess because Arlene is always with me 99.9% of the time when we're at the mall, we've never had that issue at all. Ruby, that's in any country that I've been to, even the US. First time you took a call and not a boxing match with the guest panel. No kidding. Oh my God. You know what? Let's do that. Let us open up the panel if anybody is interesting or if anybody has anything they'd like to get talking about. The panel is open. You have to cam up. I don't do faceless, but yeah, happy to do it. Got busy, missed the first hour. Oh, we were just talking about bars and stuff. Andy, I miss your Philippines news network. Any chance it's coming back? Mike, Arlene is calling for the rainy season money. Oh, no, I didn't bet her. I did not bet her, Hoppa. Don't get me in trouble, Hoppa. Don't do it. Please. How funny. As long as you treat people good here, they'll take care of you. Sometimes they want extra stuff for help, but you just ignore it and keep on the topic. We've never had, like I said, we've just never had an issue. Stay safe. Got to get up early. Good night, Donna. Donnie, thank you for dropping by. All I ever heard by Filipinos when I visited is, "Hey, Joe, I welcome," saying, you know what's funny, Michael? You're not the only person that says that, except in all the years that we've been around, I don't ever remember somebody saying, "Hey, Joe," to me. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to it. Good morning, Mike. Boy, that storm turned into a typhoon pretty quickly when it moved over east. Yeah, it did. It's minor, but yeah, it did. It went from a signal nothing to a signal 2. Freelancers don't come up to me. Usually girls I'm with look better than the freelancers. I don't know. You know what? I bet we could get some freelancers to like walk down Walking Street with you when you're in your Speedo, Andy. Discretion is a good thing. You can Google about bar fines, by the way. Blue, there used to be a site for that, but I don't know if it's been updated. Has anybody looked at it lately? I don't know. Arlene's got her eagle eye keeping an eye on you, making sure you're protected from unwanted advancements. It's okay. The freelancers wouldn't stand much of a chance with me. I'm pretty damn content with my wife. And if I'm not content, she'll throw a pillow to make me content. Todd, actually, yeah, after June, I'll start it since I'm stepping off the drama. Cool. I was down that way yesterday, but had 2 kids and couldn't visit any of the bars. It's okay, James. You're not missing much. There's more to Angeles than just bars, guys. There really and truly is. My game as of right now, I booked a room at the Drake for 2 weeks until I get my own place. Oh, there you go, Paul. Good. We have good relationship with the locals around here. We hire them to do special projects around our property. Maita invites the women to come over. They all do their nails together. Barry's been around a while. He knows exactly. Bar girls are licensed. Yes, Blue. They have to have a license. And actually, it's called the license, but on it, it says registration. And it has their individual registration number. And it has the effective date, the date it was authorized, the date it expires. Yes, indeed. The city wants its cut of the money also. They see your bald head and they see a former police officer. They don't want to attract, hey, Joe. Well, thank God I was never a police officer. That's for sure. I'd be rich with pesos from those that said when Viking closed down and when it would open in 2 weeks. Yes, you would, Dino. And some of those pesos would have been mine. I said, they're not going to be closed for more than 2 weeks. A health violation, they're going to open up right away. I was dead wrong. Absolutely dead wrong. Is Philly abandoning his stepdaughter and leaving a fitting in Angeles with who? No, he's not. Absolutely not. I do know a lot of the particulars about that. But for her safety, her privacy, and everything else, that's something you would have to talk to Philly about. But no, he is not abandoning his stepdaughter in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. In fact, Philly has our personal contact information, and should Hannah need anything while they're in the province, and if there's an emergency or something that can't be handled, that we are there. Crazy, I've had Philippines ask me to be their text mates. Really, Hapa? That's kind of creepy, I get. I mean, in front of your daughter? How do I obtain an absentee ballot for the USA here? Trump needs my support. I don't know how you obtain it. I get my absentee ballot from my brother. All right. My brother requests it. He mails it over here, and I mail it back. And I spend the money to do it. Catching the start, what's the upside for RG against the Omar Troll Pond scum attacks? Went nowhere as many suspected. You know, Jack, I don't know. I am not a regular guy. Oh, 99 in the room. Maybe we will hit 100. I'm not a regular guy subscriber. And so I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. There's so many moving parts of what I've seen that I don't even know which ones are valid, which parts are current, which ones are real. So I don't know, Jack. A flirty bar girl could get me into trouble. A flirty bar girl can get a lot of guys into trouble, I think, Blue. Mike, the hey Joe is when I'm in a jeepney, trike, or walking on the back or back of. Oh, well, let's see. I never get in a jeepney. I do get in trikes. We use trikes quite a bit. And I'm never on the back of a bike. No bars, no tourists or retirees, period. I bet there'd be a significant amount less. I agree with you there, LG. There are some people, though, that come to the Philippines that have no reason. None of the bars are in their reasoning process. Hey, Scott, how you doing? It's good. Thank you for dropping by. Hoppa, I'd call that, yeah. In front of your daughter, they want your digits? It's crazy. Licensed or liced? They have both. Uh, ooh, licensed for sure. Lice, I hope not. Oh my God. I am, you know, they look at lice here as a rite of passage that is pretty damn routine. I'm not kidding. They don't consider it. I consider it filthy. I consider it nasty. And from a medical point of view, you have to understand lice, man, that's not clean stuff. Ugh. Ruby, yes, and I tell them that in Lacano and they're shocked. Oh wow. Trump lost. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We won't tell Arlene. Maybe I can afford to pay her the bet I lost. Scott in the world is I hate Ruby. Todd, Andy, nice. You don't need any more stress. Guys, get all caught up in testing. One has to accept certain level of risk if you're going to walk that path. Cover up. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, when you come right down to it, I can't think that men wouldn't know there's a risk. And so there is a respective amount of willingness to take that risk. Not that I agree with it, but there is. Is voting in the U.S. compulsory? No, it is not compulsory in the United States. It should be. And it should be limited to U.S. citizens. And they should provide ID. And that's about all I can say about that. Hurley. Hey, Hurley, how you doing? Thanks so much. We certainly appreciate it. That's for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Dano. Back. Only it will turn into a Democratic vote. We'll see. When I hear, hey, Joe, I reply, what's up, Charlie? A little bit of dark. Oh, actually, James, that is a little dark humor. Oh, good deal, man. Jack King often got kicked out of the room. Really? I haven't found him offensive yet. Or, RG confessed many things on that last live stream. Oh, you're talking about over the regular guy stuff, I guess? You the man. Blue, I ain't trying to get in anyone's sloppy, so I'll stick with the horse I rode in on. There you go, James. Nobody would care about anyone running around naked in New York City. Isn't that the truth? Everyone needs to island hop in Corona. Absolutely beautiful. Looks untouched by man. What a paradise. El Nido is next. We've done El Nido. We've never done Corona. And that is possibly upcoming. We've got Boracay week after next because my daughter and her boyfriend are here to visit. Then after that, we've got Fiesta. Then after that, Arlene has a girls' trip planned. Then after that, we'll be rolling into Thanksgiving, Christmas, So probably in 2025. Remember, most Filipinos see all Westerners as Canos or Americans, regardless if they're Brits, Aussie, Canadians. Yeah, that's true. Ruby is absolutely true. I worked in prison. It happens all the time. Papa, Ruby and Mike, some provincial Filipinos just don't care about the effects of getting cell phone numbers on expats. Are you saying, Hapa, that they don't realize that that's being forward and perhaps an invitation that is not just to practice their English? Thinking back in the 80s, I see girls picking lights. Yes, LG, you don't have to go back to the 80s to see that. That is something that goes on in the province all the time. And they enjoy popping them. And I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. What's the point of voting? Electoral college is the final stage. Well, you got to win the electoral college. You got to get the votes. You got to win the state. My niece had lights and her mom was popping them like zits. They had money to buy the treatment and refused to buy it. I went to the pharmacy to get a light. I'm telling you, Michael, in the province, that is a thing. I mean, it is nasty, but it is a thing. U.S. not until they get rid of the electoral college. A permanent residents of the U.S. allowed to vote. Not sure if you said restricted. No, no. You have to be a citizen of the United States to vote in the federal election. All right. There are some municipalities that allow immigrants to vote, illegal immigrants to vote, but to vote in the federal elections, you must be a U.S. citizen, Ruby. If you run out of condoms, there's always saran wrap. Oh, Barry, that surprises me coming from you. There's local elections, federal elections, slightly different rules. Exactly. Voting issue is fascinating. Even if immigrants vote, doesn't matter. The electoral college. But Andy, how do they win the electoral college? How do they go? I mean, that's like saying a guy votes and he doesn't win what he voted for. That the vote went against him. It's a majority, and the issue is going to be the electoral college is going to be based on the majority of the votes in that state. Other than Manila, Cebu, and Boracay, there are any other non-stops from Clark. Clark does. You know what? I don't know offhand. There you go. I think there's a non-stop to Puerto Princesa in Palawan. I think there's a non-stop to Surigao City, but timing is real screwy, I think. It's similar to Glad Rap. No argument that the U.S. needs fixing. Criticism, the only way we can get better. Andy agreed. Popular vote should replace the electoral college process. It is an issue. If the popular vote in 3 states would cancel all of the popular vote in 10 minor states because of sheer numbers. It's an issue. Island hopping in Corona is the best. Better than, yep, more to do. Yes, and understanding the culture, eating Filipino and speaking Ilocano makes it even more appealing to them. I bet, AJ. I bet. The U.S. is not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic. Actually, that's true. I'm pretty sure. My wife and daughter know that I don't put up with their shenanigans. Yes, true republic. Mr. Sleepy Joe says democracy. Yes. That's just like trying to say YouTube's a democracy. It's not. AJ, PB was asking one time if he was there looking for a phone or a wife when we were at a store one time. Didn't go with him, just waited in the car. It was very unprofessional. Eaton Squad. You guys, if you haven't been to Eaton Squad, I would give a plug to Andy, and I will. Andy's a great guy. Visit his channel. Eaton Squad, they're just really super, super. Their information is great. For somebody that spends as much time in the Philippines as we have, lived here for as long as we have, we still watch the Eaton Squad. What's up? Isn't lice more of a hygiene issue? Clean and healthy scalp would prevent that from happening. No, because lice jump from one dirty little kid to the bed sheets to wherever to another kid and that kid to her mother. So I mean, it starts as a hygiene issue, but spreads terribly. Todd, constitutional republic. I hear lice is more of a disgust factor. It's nasty as far as I'm concerned. Plus, a couple of them were fired from their jobs because of the wow, Hoppa. Al Bundy would love. Nah, Al Bundy wouldn't like it. He couldn't afford it. Walking Street's not cheap, folks. I mean, it's cheap in comparison to going to Bourbon Street in New Orleans, all right? Or it's cheap in comparison to going to, Scores in New York, but it's not cheap in the Philippines. Ruby, that'll do. Colorado switched over to national popular vote, getting the electoral college numbers. Not much point in voting for the president there. Yeah. And Umar is not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic. Yes, we figured that out. You're right, Michael. Kumasta Adi, and yes, it is. Most owners in our town will fire those Filipinos. Barry says, I used to be a poor student. Yeah, I was a poor student, Barry. I really was. And now I'm just on welfare. I'm welfare Mike and food stamp Arlen. Electoral college was created to give smaller states equal say. Yep. Which do you like better, SNR or Landers? Chimichangas can't find anywhere. Well, if you want diversity of meat, Landers is better. If you want basic pork, chicken, hamburger, stew beef type stuff, SNR is cheaper. I don't know why. I mean, the produce at Landers is, I think, much better. But for some reason, we always find what we're looking for at SNR. I'll bet it's there at Landers. We just haven't found it. So Landers is probably better all the way around. I don't know. The electrical hands, President, yeah. The Eaton Squad, shout out. Michael, try to get a coffee next time in the mall and stay away from your wife and see if you get. Mike, I don't even want 100 in the room. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Though, Mike, I don't want the freelancers. Michael, you're gonna get me in trouble. Where is the best buffet in Angeles City? Well, it depends on who you're talking to. I want to try and remember. You know what? The second best is at the Marriott. Okay, that's for sure. And I can't remember which one is the other one that is, we think, even better. It might be at Medora. Let me see here. Let me ask Food Stamp Arlen. I am sad. It's sad to say that the Spiral Buffet at the Sofitel is going to be gone when they shut down Sofitel. To me, although we've heard there's a better buffet, I think it's called Viking or Vikings Buffet. What was the buffet here in Angeles? I sent Arlen a text because Arlen runs about five. So she's currently around 5 miles a day, and on the treadmill. And so she might be in the shower because she finished her run right before we started this live. So your mama, I just sent her a message, and we will see if she's around to answer it. Except some reason, does your phone ever stick? You send a message, and then it starts another. It starts another message on voice command. My phone just did that. So Arlen forgot the name of it as well, but she's going to look it up. So I'll tell you what we think. It was at one of the casinos. Okay, what's not cheap equal to? Give me math. Hurley, if you could give me an idea as to what you're addressing there. Papa, my daughter got lice earlier this year because she shared her brush with a classmate. She no longer does. Yeah. Goji. Goji Kitchen is what it's called. And it is really good. Has a lot more. You know what? It just was really good. I like my food hot, not tepid. And they kept everything hot. They had lechon. They had a great seafood selection. They had a good beef. They had all kinds of good stuff. And Arlen said she likes the 21 all dining at the Royce also. I wasn't that impressed with that, but hey. Let's see here. Hurley, most things you get in the U.S. are double or triple the price here. Yeah, because they're imported. So whatever you're paying for it in the US, you can pay double here. I bought a large creamy Skippy peanut butter Saturday. All right. And I don't eat this thing will last 6 months, 5 months. And you know what? Wait, I can tell you exactly. Wait a minute. I just happen to have right here. Let me look this up. I have our SNR bill. Now I'm gonna have to turn this extra light on. Um, Part of the problem of being a diabetic, my eyes don't see in the dark as well. Ground beef, pork, honey, bacon, embry. Skippy, all right, so 48 ounces of Skippy peanut butter, creamy, was 498 pesos. So if somebody could Google what it is at Costco or at, say, Walmart, and let us know. Let's see how much the difference is. 490, that's 500 pesos. That's, $10. What is your definition of republic as a form of government? I don't do politics online, Hector. Andy, cheap is relative. That's why a lot of Filipinos don't name their daughters Lisa, aka Lisa. Oh, I never thought about that, Hoppa. Yeah. Pudi is not cheap anywhere in the world. It has a cost value and a rate of return on investment. You may get a trophy baby. Herpes, lice, or yeah, Michael, you're making that look really attractive. I'm going to be honest with you. We need to put you on that Planned Parenthood committee. Jack, very expensive, but SNR is the only place with king crab for sale. Landers doesn't have king crab legs. We looked at some the other day when we were there at SNR. Everything of organizing no, and no. Thank you, but no balut. Sorry. Good morning, Peter. How are you? Mike, I'm not saying to get in trouble, just to get content. Keep your wife in eye view. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. Wanted to make sure. People tend to eat too much at buffets. Not good. It's instinctive to get one's money back. You know what, Hurley? That's true. But if you want a big salad, and I love the salads, and man, let me tell you, I do some damage to the salad portion of a buffet. I eat more of that than any other, really. So, if the minimum Social Security pension is $1,700 a month in the U.S., how would retirees be able to live a decent retirement living in the U.S.? They're renting and not own their own homes. If they're renting and not own their own homes, well, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, keep in mind, Ruby. First off, it's not uncommon for people to not own their homes anymore. Home ownership is not a 50-50 thing in the U.S. Secondly, it depends on where they live. Can they live in Southern California, San Diego, on Mission Beach? No, not for 7. Can they live in Frog Toad, Arkansas? Yeah. It's the same as the Philippines. The best buffet I've been to here has been the holiday buffet. Cafe Mannequin in the Queen's Hotel in Clark is really good. It is. But I still like the others. Vikings Buffet in Ila is really good, but the one in BGC is just average. Okay, so it's the one in BGC I think I've heard of. If Toten BGC the best is Six Doors. Oh yeah, Six Doors is also another one we've heard about. And the beer doesn't. I'm not a drinker, beer drinker especially. I drink liquor when I drink, not that much, and I'm not a fan of beer, so that wouldn't matter to me. Ruby, there's subsidized housing, food assistance, energy assistance. Yes, indeed. Yeah, here, cheapest seafood in the Iloilo. I don't know. I haven't been there yet. Lice and scabies going around Gingog schools, I believe, in the year now. Wow. I think lice goes around everywhere. Landers has free haircuts. Yeah, that'll do me a lot of good, won't it? Mike, you don't use Coke bottle glasses to read. No, I don't. I can read. I read pretty good, but I have to have light. Um, I am a lifelong diabetic, and I have nerve damage in my lower legs, um, but also have retinal damage as well. Diabetes does that as well. I'm nowhere near going blind, but if you put a black remote control on a black comforter on our bed, all right, and it's just like some mood lighting on in the bedroom, not the bright lights, I have a hard time seeing it. Andy, fruit and vegetables, greed, steak, and a lot of other things, not so much. I know a guy living on $700, Social Security, food stamps, and not a good life. I don't know what it would be like, Todd, but I can't imagine it would be great. Hurley Wilson, endless buffet, killed Red Lobster. I don't think I ever went. I went to their shrimp fest a lot of times. How big? Peanut butter, good stuff. Like $9 for jams, 2 jars and Sam's. One 48-ounce jar was 498 pesos. Hostess Twinkies at SNR, 300. Yeah, $8 for one of those boxes of Hostess Twinkies. Isn't that crazy? Todd, don't think that's retirement living. That's surviving. So Skippy peanut butter has a lot of sugar. I found a local peanut butter at Walter Mart that uses stevia. Okay. Comparing Spiral to Vikings is like comparing Golden Corral. Really? You put Vikings that far ahead of Spiral, Hector? That's that. Don't tell Arlen that. Oh my God. So $6.27 for 40 ounces in Indiana. All right. And here it was 500 pesos, roughly $10. Andy says Landers has tons of king crab. I buy PB Fit powder, skips the sugar. Yes, you know what? I've heard about that. I was watching another channel. They're talking about some girl named Heidi that has a felony. Yeah, big deal. Look, it's obvious you know everything about it, or you would not be mentioning it so specifically. I'm not going to troll them in any way, shape, or means. Okay, that's their life, and if you have a question about it, go to their channel and ask them. Our Philippine journey, yes, love salad, yeah. It's so hard to get good salad components here. It really and truly is. You know who has well, that's actually not a good thing. No point in going into a permanent home at retirement age. Yep. Can you get an all-you-can-eat bar fine? Michael, I don't know. Don't forget, you can get STDs in your mouth and throat. Did that expat ever return from the U.S.? The guy who went looking for the guys who were. I don't know who that is, AJ. Oh, you're asking Ripley. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I miss here? Skippy Creamy at Walmart, 23 bucks for a two 11.50 each. Wow. JJ, that's double than what it would be at S&R. If 148-ounce creamy Skippy is, that surprises me. Really surprises me. Probably easy to purchase. Speaking of king crab legs, Doc, gonna attempt to bring a cooler full of them Alaskan crab in December. Oh my God, Dave. I don't know how you're gonna get that through customs, but oh, that'd be unbelievable. No idea. I've not really paid any attention. Go looking for trouble in the U.S. Much easier to get shot and left for dead. Yeah. My brother used to live in Mission Beach in San Diego. Yeah, you need a little bit more to live there. Yeah, you do. You do. King crab is 200 bucks a pound delivered in the U.S. Missed that stuff. I remember when it was 68 bucks a pound. Not anymore. Lice is like bed bugs. Easy to catch, tough to shake. Around 65% of not safe. Yeah. King crab through the great disappearing. Yeah. What is going on with that? I just put the link back up again if anybody is interested. Landers will trim your eyebrows. Yeah, they will. So will my wife, if I let her, which I don't often do. I don't know why. I have a scar that keeps this one jacked up underneath it. I had a little, let's just call it an accident. My younger days. Talking about the lice reminds me of my high school and college days with the crabs. Yep. Careful with customs, they'll take it away and eat it from the. Yeah, indeed they will. But Dave lives right there, where quite possibly the least expensive crab legs, king crab legs, can be bought. I mean, he's right there in Alaska. Poor food quality and service killed Red Lobster. Yeah, but you know what? Man, you got to love those biscuits, don't you? Does anybody miss those? It's hard to find. It's hard to find. We used to could buy the box of the Red Lobster biscuit mix, cheddar biscuit mix. But here, I've never seen it here. Where is the buffet reachable and is not on Clark? Last one I went to was at Clarkton. They stopped at. Oh God, no! There's everyone. There are several, multiple good buffets on Clark at the casinos. LG. I buy organic peanut butter. I seen a special. They said they had big die off, sent cameras to the bottom, no live ones. Yeah, I saw something about that. Crazy thing about the cost of Twinkies, I bought a box. every now and then you have to indulge. And you know what, guys? That's what we've said all along. You know, you don't have to live a Western lifestyle to once in a while want to indulge. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ripley, yep, pretty much did the same in the US. Large block of Velveeta on Lazada, over $40. Whoa. Red Lobster was killed by an investment company. They sold off the property of the restaurant, leased back at high rates, and bankrupted. Now they can sell valuable product for it. That's a good possibility. Blue cheese is difficult to find. Not here, not at Angeli's. In fact, if you go to Barretto's, all right, there's a store up on Fields Ave called Barretto's. They'll have blue cheese, several different kinds of blue cheese. Over in Koreatown, there's another deli type store. They have blue cheese. We have no problem finding it. Good feta cheese, that's hard to find. Why? She served her time. Let it go. Yes, Todd, I agree 100%. Let it go. No cabbage, mushrooms, olives available in the Philippines. Depends on where you go. Let me see. Arlene made chicken Alfredo with mushrooms the other day, so mushrooms are available. I have a jar of olives in the. Again, it just depends on where you're going to shop. Big Dave, how is Alaska?
59 and holding there, Doc. How you doing there, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Nice. So what are you up to?
Up to 251.
Lord, I would love to be fit at 251 like you
all
are.
that working out that I'm doing there, you know. So yeah, but I didn't want you to be here by yourself there, man. And I haven't been on your channel there for a minute there, so wanted to give you a visit there and see what's going on there, man.
Oh, just the usual stuff. We went to Tequila Reef.
Yeah.
For
did you have
night.
did you have the grande mango margarita like I had?
No. So Arlene, all right, so it was us and another couple. And so the wives each had a margarita. And then they both bought another one and split it and took it to go on to-go cups.
Right.
So so we went out, but I had to go. I told him, I said, I got to go to the bars. I need to ask some questions about this video that I'm doing. I want to get some information. So we did.
I'm sorry to interrupt. How was the Walking Street action going on nowadays since the last time we had met, last year there?
You know what? It's picked up. I mean, it's funny. 2 weeks ago, a couple of nights, everybody said it was dead. And we weren't there. One night we went down and it was dead. But the past 2 times we've been, it was packed. And last night was no exception, even with the rain.
Right. Well, thank God rainy season's out there because, talking to my dad, who lives out there and all that, they had that terrible heat wave and God knows what else there. So, and I was kind of worried about them because, of course, I have elderly parents and, they have to stay hydrated at all times. And of course, with everybody else out there. But, it's just like, okay, it's good that the rainy season is out there. But now, they're going to be cursing the rainy season being there because, oh, man, it's raining every damn day out here. I mean, I wish, the sun will be out here,
It hasn't rained hardly any here.
Really?
Our steel Buffet 101 at SM Clark. You get what you pay for. Let's just put it like that. Okay? You get what you pay for. I'm not that impressed with it. But yeah, I know what you mean, Dave. But it hasn't been, although It did rain pretty good last night, and
That's
I
good.
think it may rain yet again today.
I like those kind of rains that, I remember, gosh, what was it? When I went back in 22 and gosh, I don't know. I was talking to dad and all that. Then I went to my room to retire and all that. And I took a shower and I was laid down and the rain just started coming down and all that. And all of a sudden, man, I was out like a light. Then I stayed in that same position when I woke up. I was like, holy hell, what's going on? Then it was one of those good rains I just remember from, my childhood, living there in the early 70s and the early 80s there, man. Yeah. So yeah, I welcome that.
So Dino says you got to have it certified and declared through customs.
He must be talking about the crab legs that
Crab
I'm going to bring
legs.
out here. Yeah.
Yeah. So be
But
careful.
I've heard stories about other people coming from Alaska bringing cooler fulls of seafood from here, and it was no problem. So maybe or it won't be a problem with me. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm just going to make that attempt, and we'll see what happens. But if it does happen there, hey, you and Arlen, you guys are going to be chowing down there, man.
Eating Squad is going to be held at customs because they're going to have a crab buffet
Yeah.
right then and there.
Yeah, there you go, man. Bring out the rice and the vinegar.
Yeah, we have. I missed. We haven't had a good solid 24 hours of rain, and I don't know how long.
And that's
The
the thing that I
Soviet-
like, the good solid 24-hour
Yeah.
rain there, man. Yeah, especially out
Yeah.
there. Especially out
Hector
there.
says the Sofitel used to be one of the premier hotels in Manila back in the 70s and was known as Philippine Plaza Hotel. Today, it's sadly dated, old, and need of renovation. Hector, I will tell you, when I was I want to say I was in my early 30s, I had to literally live at the Sofitel in Houston, Texas, over by Intercontinental Airport. I lived at that Sofitel for 4 months. And I'll tell you, I loved it. And they had this huge bakery. It was much different than the Sofitel here, but it was, it was great. It was great.
I remember when the Intercontinental Hotel had the Playboy Club of Manila back in the day, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never went to
My
those.
dad took me there for my 13th birthday. Oh man, that was like a home away from home for me.
Hillbilly Pyro, miss beef jerky and good pizza. It's hard to get good beef jerky here. It really is.
Yeah.
Michael,
I
blue
heard
cheese is on top of everything.
I heard the subway out there is not very good also there.
The train system, you mean?
No, Subway Subway sandwiches, the full-on
Oh.
sandwiches or half sandwiches, you know what I'm saying?
It definitely is different than in the US. First off, the subway I can only speak about the subway at SM Clark. All right.
Right.
The mayonnaise is oil based, not egg based. Mayonnaise.
Well, I don't like mayonnaise, period. So, they can have that shit.
Right. Getting oil and vinegar, you get like a 3 or 4 drop. I mean, they don't understand. All right. There's no oregano.
No.
There's only one kind of cheese, maybe 2 kinds of cheese.
Wow.
The cold cut selection. But I will tell you, and people will just scoff because it's garbage. In the US, it's garbage. But Panda Express, the Panda Express at the mall in Pampanga in San Fernando, it is identical food to the Panda Express in the US. So if you're craving that cheap ass Chinese food,
Hmm.
which is almost impossible to find here,
Right.
there you go.
I'm not going to front. I've uh, given my money to several Panda Expresses here in the United States, and you know what? Uh, hey, they've
I
filled
wouldn't
my
eat
hunger
it
there.
I
They
wouldn't
filled the
eat
hunger.
it. No, I wouldn't eat it in the US, but man, you
Yeah.
crave it here.
Right.
Andy says Landers has everything: feta, mushrooms, olives,
Oh,
tons of
tons of
cabbage.
cabbage. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. The
Landers is over
feta,
at where's Landers located? Is that Marquee Mall or near
Marquee
Marquee?
Mall. It's over
Okay.
by
Yeah.
Marquee Mall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My dad goes to S&R. Dad goes to S&R a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Andy's right. Every store here has cabbage.
Right. Yeah. So what's the weather been like out there, man?
Hot,
Nowadays.
hot, hot and
Really?
humid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad the past week and a half as it was for the 3 weeks before.
Right.
But it's been hot and humid. It's cloudy and overcast right now.
Right.
I think that's probably why Anthony's probably at home underneath his rock, you know,
Right.
just because it's cloudy.
Right.
Um, okay, look. All right, folks, I hate to do it, but it's going on 2 hours, and that is my limit. I don't like to go longer than 2 hours. I want to thank everybody. Dave, you have a good day.
Hey, you do
All
the
right.
same there, and give Marlon my best there and all that, and you have a great day out there, my man.
I will. Take care.
All right, I'm out.
Bye. So, folks, I want to thank you so much for dropping in. I hope you guys have a great and safe day, night, wherever it is, wherever you are. Otherwise, thanks so much for showing up and have a great day.